Moving to a new town felt less like a new start and more like a fresh coat of loneliness for Samir. School was just as isolating. Cliques had already formed, leaving him an outsider looking in. Evenings were the worst. The quiet suburban streets amplified his solitude, the shadows growing long and ominous. He often wandered, hoping to find a connection, a friendly face, someone, anyone. One evening, near the edge of the old oak forest that bordered the neighborhood, a figure emerged from the deepening twilight. It was a boy about his age. He just stood there, watching Samir with an unnerving stillness. "Nair," the boy offered, his voice surprisingly soft, almost a whisper, as if unused to speaking. Samir, desperate for a friend, found himself drawn to Nair's quiet presence, despite a faint prickle of unease. They started spending time together. Nair was a silent companion, always there when Samir needed him. He never blinked, never talked much, but he listened, or at least he seemed to. Samir finally felt like he had a friend, someone who understood his quiet world. But strange things started happening, subtle at first, a door creaking open when no one was there. He'd dismiss it as the old house settling, or the wind, just his imagination. Then, one night, he swore he heard whispers from downstairs, just barely audible. He checked. Nothing. His parents were asleep. The house was utterly silent. The incidents grew, items slightly rearranged, a cold draft where there shouldn't be one. He started carrying his phone, hoping to record any unusual sounds. One morning, he played back a recording from his room. Faint whispers, unintelligible, but undeniably there. He saw it then, a fleeting shadow by his bed, shaped like a boy, like Nair. His skin crawled. He knew he wasn't imagining things anymore. This was real. The next day, Nair appeared as usual, but Samir's perception had changed. Every still gaze, every silent pause felt menacing. He remembered how Nair always seemed to appear out of nowhere, never announcing his presence. Could Nair be connected to these strange occurrences? He tried to ask Nair about the strange sounds, about the shadows. Nair simply tilted his head, unblinking. That non-response was more unsettling than any answer could have been. Samir decided he needed answers, and he knew where Nair often disappeared to, the forest. He waited for Nair one afternoon, hidden behind a bush, then quietly followed him as he entered the woods. The deeper they went, the darker and denser the forest became. The air grew heavy and silent. Nair's movements started to change. They lost their human fluidity, becoming unnatural. His limbs twisted and bent at impossible angles, like broken bones snapping into the wrong places. A guttural sound, not quite human, emanated from him. Samir's blood ran cold. Then he turned. Nair's face began to shift, stretching, twisting into something monstrous. His mouth opened impossibly wide, revealing rows of needle-sharp teeth. The real Nair disappeared years ago, the creature rasped, its voice a grotesque mockery of the boys. I am a mimic. I copy lonely children, earn their trust, and then replace them. Samir stumbled backward, the revelation hitting him like a physical blow. The friend he had found was a monster. You're lonely, Samir. I saw you. So easy to copy, so easy to fool. He tried to run, but his legs wouldn't obey. A paralyzing fear gripped him. Too late, the mimic hissed, its face now eerily identical to Samir's. The last thing Samir saw was his own face twisted into a triumphant, predatory smile looming over him. A darkness enveloped him, a chilling silence. He was trapped, swallowed by the forest. Meanwhile, back in the suburban neighborhood, the streetlights cast a warm, inviting glow. "Samir, dinner's ready, sweetie." A figure walks up the path, whistling a jaunty tune. It's Samir. His mother smiles, oblivious, pulling him into a warm hug. Inside, Samir's father is watching TV, a casual greeting shared. The mimic settles into Samir's life, a perfect imitation. Deep within the forest, the real Samir cries out, his pleas swallowed by the rustling leaves and the vast, uncaring darkness. His voice, a desperate echo, fading into nothingness as the mimic lives his life. My new friend isn't human, and neither am I anymore.